Hello Taurus, and welcome to your March reading. So, I meditated on your energy, and here is what Spirit wanted to talk to you about for the month of March. First card that I have is the Nine of Cups. This is all about happiness, fulfillment, having processed our emotions and now being content in who we are, where we are, and so on. Then after, I have the Five of Pentacles. Now that is a feeling of rejection, of not receiving, of lack, of not enough or not being enough, of sacrifice, and so on. And then I have Temperance and the Ace of Wands. So there is something during this month that will happen where Temperance, with his tempering through life experiences and so on, and that alchemic brewing of your emotional vibration or consciousness, okay, is going to bring you a brand new way of doing things, a new compass, a new energy. Under our Nine of Cups, I have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So we're here, and under that I have the Five of Cups. So here, the first row, Cups, 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 all about how you feel. So that Five of Cups, this is sorrows and grievings, being present in mind and focused on what we have lost, what is no more, or what never took shape, okay? Things that never happened, or whatever, or things that we have lost. But here with that Page of Cups and that Knight of Cups, there's this kind of readjustment towards my contentment and my happiness. Rising, healing, deciding to follow, because you see the thing with this card, here the character is focused on the three cups that are on the ground. Two are spilled with red coming out, because it can be things that were torn away from us, real grievings and things like that. And one of them has green coming out. And like water that doesn't flow starts to corrupt. Things we've always loved, wanted to do, dreamt of doing, inspiration that never comes out, that book we never wrote, that trip we never took, all of that person we loved and never told, all of that, like a pond of water that stagnates and doesn't flow, starts to corrupt and poison ourselves. This is what this card is all about. Whether you didn't do it or whatever here, okay, like if something had happened to you, then it could have developed in you this belief that, well, me, it's like that. I don't receive. People overlook me. There is all that sadness here and that retraction. But there's a change happening because of that Page of Cups, that Knight of Cups, and that Nine of Cups here. Under that, I have the Magician. So, of course, when you manifest your life, if you have those two fives, what is going to come out of that magic wand here is not going to be great, isn't it? And so that's why under that we have Ten of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Swords. What I used to think, how I used to think. This is the end of it. I see how I've been hurt. Maybe because I was always reminding myself of what I have lost and how I don't receive. Or how I was done wrong, or all of that. If I'm present with that in my mind constantly, of course, what I'm going to manifest, because we manifest constantly. What I'm going to manifest is going to be super hard and challenging. Now I understand something with the Wheel of Fortune. Elements are going to change, and I'll be able to actually put my energy and my focus into my prosperity, into my growth, into my projects, into whatever. Eight of Pentacles. And that's why that new way of doing things, that now I see the bigger picture. Now I understand that where I am vibrating emotionally will be exactly what I'm living in my life. Five of Swords, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords. You're confronting 3 fives this month. And they all interact into one another. This one wants to be right. And he will hold on to what he has lost and the pain of it and the belief of his here. I don't receive, I sacrifice, and so on. And I want to be right. I want to be acknowledged. I want to win. But entertaining these 3 will never reach me to happiness. And that's why we have the Tower here. You cannot manifest happiness, contentment, following my heart, and so on, entertaining these 3 fives. And the Tower is one heck of an awakening here at the end of the month. I have to release that. If I believe that things, I'm always being wronged and so on, then that is my reality, and that is what I'm manifesting. The Magician is right in the middle of this. Bottom of the deck, the Star. And what does the Star do? It pours all of its water back into the collective, back into the ground, all of his emotional baggage. Here, my experiences that I had, I am giving it back. I'm releasing them. I don't need to prove that I was wronged. I don't need to be acknowledged that I was a victim, or that I was done wrong, or whatever. I don't need to prove it anymore. Now, I am not that story anymore. That's why I'm releasing my story. And I am naked there. I am a soul having a human experience. And what I've went through will not decide what is going to be manifested in the future. I am aligned with my aspiration, with my star, and this is where I'm going. And that's why we have the Tower here, which is an awakening. The Tower is a bit, well, of course it's an awakening. You have all of these little, golden yods coming down. I say yods because they're in the shape of the letter yod in the Hebrew alphabet, which means the finger of God, a direction, a download. There's a lightning here, removing a crown from on top of that tower. And a crown, we understand that this is our mental, how we manage and rule our world with the way we think and so on. Paf, it is removed. Because this is, and purified, there's fire in that tower. If the goal of my soul is to go south, and entertaining these things is like always embarking in my car and going up north, then of course I'll never reach south. The Tower is like seeing the map for the first time, and especially with Temperance showing us both sides of the invisible and the visible, showing us the whole picture. Then it's like, oh my God, I'll never reach my goal this way. I see it now. It's obvious. Now for some of you this can be big, but this can also be subtle and small, like, a stream of water eating out rock slowly with time. But this month you will become conscious of this aspect in your life, whether you live it inside of you or outside of you. Okay, let's clarify this for Tauruses. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Taurus for the month of March, Spirit. Okay, show me the Nine of Cups. Show me the Nine of Cups. Woohoo! Okay. The Pope. That's beautiful. And under here, we have the King of Swords and Justice. I'm going to put them back here because they were covered, but still we're going to speak about them. Justice and the King of Swords, they both have swords. They both have swords. Justice is to rebalance a situation, a understanding, a clarity, and the King of Swords will actually act out there with it, will express himself with that sword. The Pope is all about discernment, all about understanding that the life that he has, that the reality he sees now is not all there is. There's more out there. There's a whole invisible part ruled by the High Priestess that actually creates this. And I can use my discernment and my power to open doors and to close others. That's why he has keys there in the bottom. It's that knowledge and that discernment. That's it. About what is happiness, what is being happy, and how to get there. Pope. I understand something so I can readjust, and part of that understanding is that I have to grab a cup here and I have to follow my heart. Let's look at that Five of Pentacles. So sacrificing or not thinking that I deserve or whatever was the belief here that I was entertaining has to go. For a lot of you, Queen of Pentacles, and that's you, it can have to do with your own worth and not thinking that you or other people give you the worth that you deserve. And so as long as we are waiting for the outside to give us our worth, well, if that person acknowledges me, that means that I am worthy. That's doomed to fail. Acknowledgement of one's worth has to come from within. And here I have the Six of Pentacles, which is exactly that. Self-acknowledgement of one's worth. It could be of one's value. Could be acknowledgement of the lesson, one's wisdom, one's all of that, intelligence and whatnot. But here it's about this, not having to prove anything, and I can leave whatever happened here behind. This guy is coming back from war. I will not carry this like a badge, you know, or a étendard, you know, my flag. I went through this. Let's look at the Temperance and the Ace of Wands. Okay. I have the Queen of Cups. I have the Four of Cups. And I have the King of Wands here. So Ace of Wands, King of Wands. All right. I'm going to grab that new way. Now I understand. Now I understand that when I was reducing my life experience and my possibilities. See, 3 cups on the ground spilled. 3 cups on the ground. Not seeing that cup. Not seeing the 2 cups behind him. All of that was a certain way. But by looking and allowing new water to come in, See, the Star card is a card of faith, because she's willing to throw away all of that emotional baggage because she knows she will be infinitely supplied for. And here we have the Three of Cups, which is 3 cups in the air. Rising this. Queen of Cups. This is allowing water and vibration, love, serenity, peace, inspiration to come in us. Because we're worth it. Let's look at that Page of Cups. Okay. And the Knight of Cups. Knight of Pentacle, 6 of Sword. There is something solid, something real for the continuation of your growth, of your process here, that needed that resolving or healing of your water element, let's say. Let's look at that 5. Five of Cups. Yes, we have a repeat of the 9 of Cups, and here we have the 8 of Wands. When we make moves from a hurt place, from a victim place, this is just creating the same thing, okay? But here with the Pope, with this, that discernment that, oh, if I'm vibrating there and making moves, well, that is going to create something completely different. And that's why we have the Magician here. It's really from where you are manifesting. Magician. And I have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands here, when I look at this, there's resistance. But here, that new way of doing things, understanding, this is going to help you stop feeling like you're swimming against the current, or that things are hard and whatnot. This is going to be more of mastery of will, or actually being able to say, okay, this is what would make me happy, this is where I'm going, and I'm taking it. I don't need to be proven right anymore. I don't need to win anymore. I don't need to be acknowledged of how much I suffered anymore. 10 of Swords, 8 of Pentacle, Wheel of Fortune. By understanding that, King of Wands, a King of Sword, 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. By understanding that, you're finishing 2 cycles. You're unloading all of your baggage of what you've been carrying on your shoulders, and being extremely conscious at that point of what you have believed and how your mental process was going actually hurt you much more than what you thought. And here I have the King of Swords, mastering that, understanding that. Then the Wheel of Fortune can bring you to the next experience, but you will not relive that anymore. Tower and 5 of Swords. Show me the 5 of Swords. At that point, this should be reversed. At the end of the month, you will see exactly the extent of this. 5 of Wands. So now we have the 4 5s on the table. And they all feed on one another, the 5s. And the 3 of Life, the 3 of Sephiroth, they're in the house of 5, the Sephiroth 5, Gevura, which is ruled by Saturn. These are all karmic lessons or distortions that we have to understand in order to readjust ourselves. Go into the 6, which is Tiferet, the heart chakra, which is completely aligned. So here, our willpower all over the place. Because we want to win, but we want to be happy, but we cannot be both at the same time. And we identifying ourselves with our losses and what we have not received or sacrificed or been abandoned or whatever cannot bring us prosperity and so on. And 2 of Cups, it was probably mirrored in your life after and after again, where you actually have to fight to manifest whatever. There's something you're understanding about this month that is going to make you change or do things completely differently at the end of the month. Show me the Tower. Oh, okay. Well, it cut open on the Ace of Swords. So you are understanding something. King of Pentacle, Queen of Pentacle, King of Pentacle. Aries had the same couple here of the feminine and the masculine, of how to manifest, manage this 3-dimensional world and be happy and fruitful in it. 3 of Swords, 4 of Pentacle. And it is not by holding on to our past disappointments and hurts, because they will only generate future past disappointments and hurts. So at one point you have to say, okay, what do I gain by holding on to them? What is the cost of holding on to them? That is what the 10 of Swords is all about. At that moment we understand the cost of it. Chariot, movement forward, spiritual movement forward. Movement forward from our 5 of Cups. Our sorrows and our disappointments. So it would be letting go of that. You can even call it forgiving. We do not forgive for the other. Forgiving doesn't mean, okay, I allow you to do it and that means I'm accepting that you can do it again. No, forgiving is the act of releasing and letting go, because it's not our story anymore and we don't need to live it anymore. We do it for ourselves. Then whatever happens to the other one, so be it. The Knight of Cups was there also. I didn't see it. Knight of Cups here. Understanding that, yes, I'm gonna. If I carry this, what is in my cup? What is in my vibration? I release it. I am fulfilled with new vibration. This is who I am, and this is what is going to dictate the next 10, 20, 50 years. This is what I'm going to manifest. But if I have that, I have to be on the defensive, because life is hard and cruel and awful. And when are people going to acknowledge everything I've went through? So, okay, this does not speak to everybody. This is the message that Spirit wanted to put out there for some of you Tauruses out there. You have this month this consciousness coming down on you. Whether you've already understood it, great. It's just going to be a confirmation. And if you need to hear it another time, or if this is new to you, there it is. And on this, I'm going to send you all my love and light for the month of March. Because you're going to start manifesting much differently, and manifesting mirrors in your life, much different mirrors in your life. Thank you for the ones of you that subscribe and comment and share, help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's an email, you write to me and I write to you back. Apart from that, thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and full moon, I do a ceremony to give back to you. Well, yes, on this, I'm going to wish you a wonderful month of March. All my love and light. See you next month, Taurus.